It was just past 9 o'clock on a quiet Monday night when Camille Thompson pulled her silver Honda Accord into Pump 6 at a dimly lit gas station off Route 17 in a sleepy corner of Ashfield County. The streets were quiet, coated in the faint shimmer of misting rain, the kind that hung in the air like breath held too long. Only the hum of the overhead lamps buzzed to break the stillness, casting sickly yellow light across the wet pavement. Camille, a seasoned ER nurse at Mercy River Medical Center, stepped out of her car with the weary stiffness of someone who had just come off a 12-hour shift. Her navy blue scrubs clung to her in places, damp from a spilled tray of supplies during a chaotic code blue. Her hospital badge dangled from her chest, her name, photo, and credentials clearly visible. Her face was drawn, beautiful in a tired sort of way creased slightly around the eyes, lips set in a straight line of exhaustion, hair pulled into a loose bun. She moved with practiced calm, the kind that comes only from years of holding it together through chaos. Behind her, in the back seat, her 10-year-old son, Malik, sat with his knees tucked under his tablet, a gray hoodie pulled over his head. He wore a disposable mask, out of habit more than caution, and his inhaler lay beside him like a sentinel. His asthma was unpredictable in the chilly air. Camille tapped gently on the window. "I'm going to grab some water." "2 minutes, you good, baby?" Malik looked up and nodded. "Doing spelling," he murmured, lifting his tablet briefly. "Good. Lock the door," she replied, flashing him a small, tired smile. Less than 30 feet away, a police cruiser idled by the air pump. Inside were 2 white Officer Sergeant Ryan Maddox, mid-40s with a brick jaw and skin perpetually red from sun and scorn, and Officer Connor Bell, a younger man with a buzz cut and fingers constantly twitching to crack knuckles. Their eyes zeroed in on Camille the moment she stepped out. "Check that out," Bell muttered, sipping lukewarm coffee. "Late model Accord. Custom wheels. Scrubs. Think that's hers." Maddox scoffed. "Please. That's someone else's ride. Let's go see what the deal is." They exited slowly, with the deliberate swagger of men convinced the law bent with their steps. Camille noticed them instantly. Her back straightened. One hand remained on the pump as she glanced over, keeping her voice even. "Evening, officers," she said. Maddox's gaze swept over her, not her face, but her hands, her pockets, her badge, her shoes. "This your car?" "Yes, sir. Bought last month. Plates are up to date." She calmly reached into her pocket for her license and registration. Bell circled to the back, pretending to inspect the plates. "Got a report on a similar car." "Just routine," he muttered. She handed over her documents without hesitation. "Here's everything." Maddox barely glanced at them. "You work over at Mercy?" "Yes. And nausea. Night shift." "Funny," Maddox said, tilting his head slightly. "You don't look like someone who drives a car like this." Camille didn't flinch. She'd heard this tone before, this insinuation. Inside the car, Malik had paused his homework. He watched his mother carefully now. Her shoulders were tense. She wasn't smiling anymore. Something was wrong. Without a word, he pulled his phone from his backpack and texted one contact. "Uncle Damien. Mom's in trouble. 2 cops. Gas station, Route 17. Come now." Then he opened his voice recorder and slid the phone into his hoodie, just above his chest. Camille remained focused. Maddox stepped in closer. She could smell the sour coffee on his breath. "You got anything in that car we need to worry about?" he asked. "My son," she replied, calm. 10 years old. Doing spelling homework." "That's it." Bell leaned toward the passenger window and cupped his hand to see inside. Malik froze, but kept recording. 10, huh? Bell said, loud enough to draw attention. "Looks older." "Yes," Camille said firmly. "I'd appreciate it if you didn't scare him." Her eyes caught a sign taped to the gas station door. "CCTV out of order. Under maintenance." Her stomach sank. No witnesses. No footy. And the officers moved just slightly, like predators sensing their advantage. Well, Maddox muttered. "Guess it's just us tonight." Inside the car, Malik held his breath, fingers tight on the phone, recording the moment tension shifted into danger. "I'd like my ID back," Camille said clearly. There's no issue here. Maddox didn't budge. Then, slowly, he tossed her documents back. They fluttered down onto the wet pavement. You getting smart with me, nurse lady? I'm speaking to you like a citizen, she replied, bending down to retrieve the papers. You pull me aside with no cause. I cooperated. Belle circled around. Maybe she's hiding something. Keeps looking back at the car. I'm looking at my son, Camille said. He's 10. You're scaring him. Maddox squinted. You sure he's yours? A kid out here this late? Some mother. Don't talk about my son. Inside, Malik clutched his inhaler, trying to control his breathing. The air felt thinner now. Belle laughed. Go ahead. Call someone. Hell, call the president. Camille pulled out her phone, thumb hovering over her brother's number. Before she could dial, Maddox knocked it from her hand. It skittered across the pavement. You don't make calls while we're talking to you. That's my property. Camille snapped, stepping forward. Maddox shoved her against the car. Belle grabbed her wrist. Stop resisting. I'm not me son is watching. That little punk? Belle hissed. He ain't sick. Look at him. Just trying to get us off your back. Malik gasped. His chest burned. He fumbled the inhaler, but couldn't press it. His fingers trembled. Mom, he wheezed. I can't. Camille's scream tore through the night. He's having an asthma attack. He needs his inhaler. Shut up. Maddox bellowed and yanked open the car door. He slapped the inhaler from Malik's hand. No kid's gonna fake an episode for sympathy. Malik doubled over, wheezing, choking. Camille broke free for a second, dove toward the back seat, grabbed the inhaler off the floor, and shoved it into her son's hands. Baby, press. Press now. Belle pulled her back. That's it. Resisting arrest. You're hurting her. Malik screamed. Maddox slammed the door. You both think you're above the law? You think we won't lay you out right here? Then tires screamed across the wet pavement. A black Escalade came to a hard stop just feet away. Its headlights cast a blazing glare across the gas station, spotlighting the chaos. The door opened. A tall black man in a tailored suit stepped out calm, powerful, composed. He lifted a leather badge wallet. Damian Thompson, he said. Deputy Mayor. That's my sister. Get your hands off her. Silence. Sharp. Immediate. You can't just, Maddox began. You violated a civilian without cause, Damian said coldly. In front of Minor. With no warrant, no provocation. Bell opened his mouth to protest. Save it, Damian said, pointing toward the road. Two marked cruisers pulled in silently. Uniformed officers stepped out. Officers Maddox and Bell, Damian said, you are relieved of duty. Surrender your weapons and stand down. You're kidding, Maddox barked. He's her brother. He's also your superior, said one of the arriving sergeants. Stand down. Maddox growled but handed over his belt. This is crap. She should have stayed home. Keep talking, Damian warned. We'll add criminal assault to the suspension. As paramedics rushed in, Camille collapsed to her knees beside Malik, who was slowly breathing again, color returning to his face. You're okay, she whispered. You're okay now. Damian helped her stand. I'm riding with you. You're safe. Later, in City Hall's glass-paneled conference room, Camille sat wrapped in a blanket. Her shoulder was bandaged. Malik was beside her, clutching juice. Across the table, Damian held a tablet. On screen, video and audio Malik's recording. The thud, the scream, the slurs. Camille's voice was steady. Tell me you're not letting this slide. I'm not, Damian said. We're going public. At the press conference, Damian spoke with surgical precision. Last night, two officers abused their power. They assaulted a mother, a nurse, in front of her child, but they didn't know they were being recorded. Behind him, the screen lit up. Camille, Malik, the inhaler on the floor. The press gasped. The city ignited, but not with rage, with resolve. Teachers, nurses, firefighters, mothers. They stood outside the courthouse, not protesting, witnessing. In court, the jury saw it all, heard it all. The verdict, guilty. When Camille exited, someone reached out and touched her hand. Thank you, they whispered. She looked at Malik. He's the one who didn't stay silent. 3 weeks later, the city passed the Malik Thompson Act mandatory body cams on all stops, with jail time for tampering. Camille was appointed to the civilian board. She didn't want it, but she showed up. Malik returned to school quieter, more thoughtful. When asked what happened that night, he always said the same thing. It was loud. And when asked what he wanted to be when he grew up, he said, "A doctor." But I'll remember what I saw. Camille never looked for glory, just change. And sometimes, change begins not with a war, but with a whisper that refuses to be silenced.